Welcome to In Our Own World, baby.
Ooh-wee.
We've got a wonderful flight for you today. Strap in, not too tight because it'll make you want to pee, but just enough that you're safe. We've got a very special person on the couch today, don't we?
A super special person, my friend, who I have a very funny inception story with because she was actually my friend when I was a kid, but I didn't know it until later. America.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
I'm America. I'm the friend. We actually weren't. You were like way older than me, so I don't think I was considering you my friend.
Shots fired.
Respectfully.
No.
You know, like
We were more like,
we were like family.
we were like, okay, yeah, you're right. We were
like-
technically Cuban cousins.
Yeah, exactly.
So you and I met because of the Julio Once things through
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
And then I found out later that you went to my high school. So I was like, oh, this girl and I are connected somehow.
Uh-huh.
We kept talking. Then somehow I made the connection of our mutual friend.
Yeah,
Fran.
randomly. No, and then randomly you were like, I think you're my cousin.
Literally, I was like,
And then I was
Miami.
like, we need to fact check this.
and then we talked about the barbecues that we were both at.
I was actually with our uncle Alain last night.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
I think that you've seen him more recently than I have then.
There you go. So what I'm gathering is that you guys are related, but you didn't know.
We're like Miami related,
Yeah.
but we didn't know.
Miami related.
Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Miami
Well-
related is like thicker than blood.
Right?
It really is.
Like,
Because of the Miami part.
I would throw myself in front of the train for, what's his name again? No.
305 till I die.
Well, other than that connection that you guys have, we are all artists and creatives and in this beautiful world of creativity that oftentimes I feel like either you speak the language or you don't. I don't know if you guys feel that way. Like you don't have to necessarily be a musician or a photographer or whatever, but if you create and you're an artist, there's just like a language or like a vibe that goes along with that.
yeah.
For sure.
So you're an amazing artist in many
You are.
ways, which is another reason why we love to vibe and talk to you and have you in our space chair.
So you started off modeling. True or not true? In the industry.
Well, I mean, I started off being exploited by my father on television when I was like 5 years old.
Same girl, same.
That's you and M's connection. My parents are famous Cubans.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
If you don't know, America is Alexis Valdes' daughter. More important than that, she's America.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm Emilio Stefan's dad.
So you started off being exploited by your dad.
Yeah. Basically, I was a very talkative child and I had a lot of stupid shit to say. And they were like, we can monetize this. And it was like a whole like sketch on like my dad's shows. And it was called like Líderes del Futuro. And they would just grab me, my brother, and like our friends and like sit us on a couch and ask us like real world issues, like questions. And we'd say like ridiculous shit. And they would air that.
Can we see this anywhere?
Wait a minute.
I think I actually, I have videos of this. Yeah, it's it's incredible. I started with that, and then I was just like, once I entered like 13, I was like, this is terrifying. And then I was like, I like kind of shut down for a little bit, and so I started modeling.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you were like the world's original podcasters, basically.
No, literally,
Oh.
like this was kind of like the format of it.
You were just
In
sitting on
my
the couch?
living room, and my mom was like the producer and like director of it, and she was like.
And did you have like a script or a planned conversation?
No.
It would just be
I
like,
mean, they had like a set of questions, right?
Okay.
But like they weren't pre-disclosed to us. Like they would just sit us down, try to get us like calm, and then like just be like, "What do you think about Obama?"
wow, put you like that on the spot.
Like that. Yeah.
And you would answer honestly.
Yeah.
How old are
I
you?
love that.
I started that when I was like 5.
Whoa. Okay, so you said something pretty gnarly, which I can relate to, which is like, once I was 13, then it really got scary, right? Like I watched videos of myself when I was a kid and I'm so there. Like you couldn't, if I was acting, I have these videos where I'm like a weather woman and I'm like, it's Martha
So
May. And nobody could have told me that I wasn't Martha May.
They're on YouTube, if anyone's wondering.
I wanted to show everybody the video. I was not scared at all. And then I feel like the older I got so scared that I literally would perform on stage and I wouldn't step up to the front. I would look down. I felt uncomfortable connecting the older that I got.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, what is that you feel like makes that happen? Insecurity?
I don't know. I think it's like, I think maybe, I don't know. I think it's something that's difficult for children to process, you know? And I don't know. I feel like you probably can relate to this too, but like I started like getting really like anxious around the fact of like sitting at a restaurant with my family and someone coming up and interrupting the food to take a picture and being like, no, the little girl too. And like picking me up and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I like, it created like a block in me that was like really, really intense. Like to the point that like for many years, like I couldn't even like sing in public. Like from the ages of like 12, from 11 till I was like 16, you could not like hear me sing. Like no one could hear me sing. Like complete like.
You just
like,
refused.
Yeah, like just
I
like
refused.
shock of just like just becoming aware of like like you become insecure, like you're like entering like your teenage year, all that like time, and it's like magnified, it's like amplified like to the world.
Yeah, because people expect something of you.
Yeah.
Like I didn't sing even to myself until I was 18 because I was afraid that even alone I was going to open my throat.
Yeah.
That sounds gnarly. But I was going to sing, use my vocal cords, and it was going to sound exactly like my mom.
Yeah.
And to this day, people still make the connection, and now I've learned to like embrace it as a part of who I am.
Yeah.
But it used to bother me as a child. I feel like those things are so hard to process. I don't know, Jem. I mean, I know you had a different experience than us.
Yeah, no, totally. It just reminds me of this video that I once saw of you where your mom was meeting the Queen of Spain.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say you must have been like 2 or 3. At least that's what you looked. And in the video, there's a bunch of cameras everywhere as expected. And you can just see this little tiny little human trying to like just swat away all the cameras and hide in her mom's neck and like just doesn't want to be involved in that at all. It's tough because I feel like we're at that age where we know what we went through in our childhood, but we're looking at the lens of life through adulthood. And it's like, as a parent, if you choose a career that's in the public eye, are you harming your child by kind of volunteering them for that without them even knowing what they're going into? Or is it just kind of like, listen, some people are a family of 7 in a 1-bedroom apartment and some people are famous and we all have our different traumas. Yeah. It's really tough. It's really tough.
But there's like a big like consent thing there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, you know what I mean? I feel the same thing with like parents now who like make Instagrams
For their
I was
kids.
about to
That is
say,
weird.
how do you
as
feel?
fuck.
But how do you
That
feel
is-
about posting baby? Like, would you post your baby's photo on Instagram?
You know, when my little sister, who is now 5, when she was born, at first my parents were posting so many things about her, and I like and that's when it like clicked in me. I was like, this is weird as hell. Like, this is like exposing your child to like some like
it's real world Simba.
like to danger, to weird ass people, to like so many, I don't know, like so many things, like just that I think, and then like I think they realized that and they stopped posting her like altogether. And then like now that she's a little bigger, like you'll see her every now and then. But I have like a really, really, really strange relationship with that.
I will say this, like you said, some people, 7 family members have to live in a 1-bedroom apartment. There are sacrifices that have to be made in your life. And when you're in the public eye, I feel like you can't look at Instagram like somebody who works in an office or something like that.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like 7 people. Okay, like at the end of the day, there is like there's no reason for you to have to post your kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just un capricho. You know, like it's like something that you want to do.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, it's choosing like in my humble opinion, as someone who has no kids, probably will never have kids, it's like choosing to do something because you want to do it when there's like a lot of risk involved and your child is in the middle of that. You know, at the end of the day, it's not like no one needs to post their kid.
No.
I think it's like this generation's like You've never heard the saying like, oh, look, let me show you my baby's pictures. Like they would bring out albums. They have like, my mom literally to this day has photos of all of us in her wallet.
Photos, yeah.
But the thing is that if you show somebody that photo, they see it once and that's it. When you put it online, it is there forever. Yeah. And that's something else I feel like we don't understand how to use the internet responsibly. Because once you post something, it's there. Yeah. Even if you delete it. Mm-hmm. So
that digital footprint.
Right.
In our defense, we didn't know. We didn't know.
What have you posted, Jermaine? No.
I'm sure everybody has something. Well, I guess no.
I'm so sure my digital footprint will catch up with me at some point.
He's always ragging on me.
Wow, you guys took me somewhere with that.
Take us.
I have a lot to say about that.
Go.
Because, and it's funny because I was talking to somebody about another podcast yesterday. And every time I go on social media, I follow a lot of psychologists and I follow a lot of, just things that interest me. And I feel like as a society, we're becoming extremely unforgiving in a way that isn't leaving room for us as humans to actually evolve. Because first of all, not trying to justify or even downplay some of the things that do exist online that we've learned of, or things that people have found from people's past that they absolutely should be called out for. Yeah. But we've all been 15, we've all been 12. And I feel like, with not just like cancel culture and the habit of going into people's pasts and digging up their skeletons and not giving any credibility for what kind of growth could have taken place from that date to the present date, but also just like in categorizing people. Like I can't tell you, I don't think I've turned on my Instagram or my social media or my phone really once in the last couple of months and not read some kind of description or advice or a list of guidelines for what to do if you encounter this kind of person or that kind of person. And it's like the WebMD of the world. I mean, you read these descriptions, you're like, that might apply, that might apply. But I'm wondering if we are polarizing ourselves and everything I read about especially in the psychology realm of things, about like how you should deal with certain kind of individuals that you come across. It's always like, well, you need to get away from them as far as possible. If they're this kind of individual, you need to get away from them as far as possible. And I'm like, man, I wonder, if and when I ever display these kinds of properties, how could I ever even outgrow them or overcome them if we live in a society that just completely X's you out the moment that you commit an error?
Launching.